Hello everyone, welcome to Leoguidance time if this is your first time, and welcome back if you are a returning subscriber. It's so good to have you here. First of all, I would like to say that I'm sorry that I haven't been uploading the videos often recently. There has been a lot happening, so this is the time that I could be able to create, and I really missed also doing the pick a card readings. I just wanted to mention that at the start. And today's pick a card reading is going to be about how do you impress others. My purpose with this reading is to bring in some self-awareness and at the same time seeing yourself from the eyes of the others, because at the times most people might be tend to give more credit to other people than they give credit to themselves. If you have a tendency especially to disregard the good things you bring out to the table or your qualities, but you have a tendency to basically not do that for others, so that could have been actually a nice eye-opening motivational reading for you. I would like to put it out there. So when it comes to the pick a card reading portion of this reading, we are going to have three groups as always. I'll be using all the cards in the intro. This first group is going to be represented with the Alice in Wonderland Oracle deck, and the Labradorite is going to be the stone presenting it. The second group is going to be represented with the Queen of the Moon Oracle deck, and the Amethyst is the stone on the top of it. And the third group is a Moon and the Stars tarot deck. I love this deck. And the clear quartz is the stone on the top of it. So whenever you're ready, okay, there is something around the group number 3. Okay, whenever you're ready, you can pause the video and do your selection, or if you have already done your selection, you can find the timestamps in the description box below, and I'm going to see you there. Hello group number 1, welcome to your reading. If you have chosen this deck with Alice and Wonderland Oracle cards with the Labradorite on it, then this is going to be your reading. Before I start with your reading, I was feeling during your meditation I heard snowflake. So you might literally, people might be literally perceiving you as a snowflake, the uniqueness, because each snowflake is unique. It has a different basically shape under a very close look. So it feels how are you impressing others is that you have layers, group number 1. You are not one type of a person that someone could easily put in a box. You keep impressing others along the way. I feel others, many people haven't met someone like you, so you impress people at the first sight, upon them meeting with you at first, but you keep impressing them along the way, because you are ever growing, and more than that, so you are a very open and pure intentioned person, and most people are not, unfortunately, get used to seeing people as authentically as possible, and seeing someone else who is feeling so comfortable under their own skin, and who's so non-judgmental towards others. So some people might be perceiving you as a mystery, but people admire literally your purity, and they wish that they could have seen the world from your lenses as well. People would like to, it's not like a siren effect, but you would draw people in, and they can't get enough of you. They want to get to know you more. They want to understand you more. So this is how you're impressing others. Others are impressed by the things that they cannot get the grasp at the first sight. Others are impressed by you because you are making others work hard. it might be because like you're doing it by just literally being you. I'm not feeling that you're putting any conscious effort on it. So it might be like literally you being you, and you might be either like mirroring things to the others so that they have to look within themselves. So basically they have to work on themselves, even about issues that they didn't know that they had to look within. Of course, not everyone is going to like this, but regardless, you are making others to work hard on themselves, or you're making others work hard to basically keep being in your life. Because I feel like, as pure as your heart is, you know your boundaries. So you, or some of you in this group, are working on your boundaries still, if you feel like you are not at the place that you want to be in ultimately. So, but regardless, since you're an ever growing person, your friends or the like long-term people that knew you, they know that they have to step up, they have to level up with you if they want to be in your life. So in either cases, you are making people work on themselves by just being you. And this is one aspect how you are basically impressing others, that I feel, without even looking at your cards. But let's get one card. Spirit, can you tell us, how does group number 1 impress others? How does group number 1, people in group number 1, impress others? We have 2 cards. Okay, we have mortality under the bottom of the deck, and that was upside down position. It says that life is brief, bright, beautiful, and yours to live. Okay, people are also like perceiving you as someone who would like to take control of things, like who's a little bit sensitive and maybe at times like afraid of the unknown. However, despite of that fact, they're like amazed by how pure your heart is and how open you are to the others. Like they can sense that you do not like maybe like change so much. You might be one of the fixed signs like Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, or Scorpio, or it might be prominent in your chart. But also, regardless of you liking taking control of the things, having a control of the things in your life, or liking the stability, still you like your natural operating mechanism when it comes to how you flow in life is just being you. You're not afraid of being who you are, is what people are mainly impressed of you. So we have investigate. It said look closely, ask questions, think before acting. Oh my god. Oh my god. People see you as an incredibly, and I saw 5555, incredibly resilient person. Group number 1, you might be thinking that at times you don't have everything in order to achieve what you want to achieve. You don't have what it takes at times. You might have a tendency to undermine yourself, your skill sets, your mind. However, you are not aware how much you are impressing others in terms of your resilience. Like, you might be afraid of change. However, how people are perceiving you is that you're ever growing, you're ever changing. Like, you might be afraid of change when it comes to the practical things, the reality of the life. For example, you might not like to change your workplace every year or every once in 2 years, or you might not like keep moving houses, or you might not necessarily like keep moving from one country to another, or you might not necessarily like keep changing your friend circle, or you might not necessarily like keep changing your dating partner or a long-term partner. But you have no issue about basically evolve, like personally grow and evolve. And this is one thing that people are like amazed, because for most people, introspection, personal growth is one of the hardest things to look at, versus like the mundane things about like a home, a finances, like a career. Like if you just create time for it, if you go for it, you can do that. Like most people might not be having as much as practical fear, you know, around their like mundane life compared to you, but they do not want to look within themselves, because this is going to cause a lot of crumbling of basically basically the life that they knew that it was going good. It's going to like shed light onto many perspectives on their lives that they do not necessarily want to see, but they can see that you have no issue around that. They see you as an amazingly resilient person. They know that even at the hardest of the times, you were not going to complain. You are a solution oriented person. You are going to go ahead and find that solution. People cannot even understand, like if you ever want to open up to someone about the hardships that they gone through, they cannot be able to comprehend the amount of pain you endured. And if they ever want to think like, you were talking about, let's say 6 months ago, right? I remember you, like we went out, or I saw you at work, or we were just talking. You said nothing. Like I thought that like everything was going well. Like how could you basically operate in life like that when you were going through such a big amount of like a pain like that? So there is like an immense amount of respect to you from people around you. They don't have to necessarily know you like so deeply. They might even like be your colleagues. Like they might be people that you don't need to necessarily even open up to, but people really do respect you, and they understand, like they feel, they basically consciously even feel, even if you think that people do not understand you. And we have growing up, and this came in reverse actually, and like it's so like aligning the colors of the two cards actually. Growing up says that wanting to grow and experience rejection of perpetual youth. Rejection of perpetual youth. People also see, I feel like, you have a side of your group number one that you love to get joy out from life. Like you don't want to hold yourself back just because you're going through a hard time. Like you don't like to dwell in your pain. If you need to do that, you do that in order to basically go through the darkness and get out of the other side even stronger. So you do not like dwell in the pain just for the sake of it. Because your soul is so pure, and it knows, and you know also consciously, that you're in this world and we have a limited time in this physical body, and you just would like to take the best out of it. You would like to enjoy it. You like the worldly pleasures. You like to have fun. Let's say that you like to dance, or you like to spend time, create time for your hobbies, or spend time by doing the things that you love to do. So you're actually a very, very cheerful person. You don't necessarily like share like what you're going through, especially your hardships in life, with many people, even your closest ones. However, you like to keep it light-hearted. You don't like to take many things so seriously that it doesn't worth to spend your energy into. So people admire how light-hearted and generally you are, despite of the challenges around you. This is like very, very amazing energy group number one. Let's get one card from here. How do group number one impress other spirits? How do people in group number one impress others? We have release. I'm not going to be taking it in the reverse position. Again, this is giving me a resilience energy, and under the bottom of the deck we have purity, is what I have been talking about. People might feel that like you are very, first of all, people do really respect you a lot. Maybe like this is one of the like a core issues for you, that you would like to be respected by other people, and one of your trigger points is when someone disrespects you, or when you see that others are disrespecting others around you. This could be one of your biggest trigger points. People see you as an incredibly like a mediator person, like you know how to go through conflicts. You are not going to put yourself in any situation that might basically cause any long-term like unnecessary drama, let's say. You know when to set boundaries, how to set boundaries, under what conditions. And despite of all the challenges, you know how to like basically keep it real, keep it as authentic as it is in this situation. You know how to gain trust of the other people, and people also respect that. Like you being yourself also helps other people to be themselves. So this is like encouraging them to basically gain your trust. At the same time, with the release, and I'm going to somehow take it also, interpret it as reverse, because this is giving me an energy that, again, like I'm focusing on how pure she is, like how much she has been holding back from others and how much she needs to release. And people also, some people think that you keeping many things to yourself and not basically bothering others with your situations is a strength. Yeah, that could be definitely from the eyes of this kind of like a society. However, like in terms of the personal well-being, this is kind of like a coping mechanism, and it's not in the long run coping mechanism that's going to serve you, because I also like get some energy of like people pleasing in here, but it's in a sense that no, like let me not share this one, let me not burden like my friend or that person with that problem of mine. I can just like I can solve it by myself, because I've always done it by myself. Like there is no need to involve someone else. So some people see it as a big strength, and then most people as an immense amount of resilience that you have. You basically overcome your own challenges. You're very independent, and you're very, very capable to basically navigate through any kind of challenges that life throws at you. But Spirit just wants to bring out a point that yet people see this as a strength, and this tells a lot about your resilience. Still, resilience is a very like there might be a thin line between being resilient versus actually burning yourself out, because resilience means that you know when to set boundaries, and you know how to critically think and like find the solutions, so that you know how to navigate best through the challenging situations, which you do. But if you keep doing that without giving yourself a break, and if you keep doing that in the expense of your own well-being, and won't even extend yourself for other people to help them, then this kind of goes beyond resilience. Because being resilient should not be something that causes you to burn out in the long term. So Spirit just wants to remind you that we admire all the growth that you have been going through, and they are thanking you for it, because there is a big aspect of you also like clearing out many ancestral karma, and yeah, karmic cycles as well. However, your guides would like you to keep also prioritizing yourself and give yourself a break. Like if you have been, for example, on a self-growth journey for a long while, maybe it's also like a time to start enjoying the life a little bit more. Oof, okay, we have also one card in here. So let me get, okay, we have a lot actually. I want to put them back and get new cards because there's a lot. So I didn't like necessarily ask the question. So we have Knight of Pentacles in here in reverse, the Strength, the Page of Wands in reverse, and the High Priestess in reverse. Okay, I will keep them. So, and we have Nine of Swords, trauma. So this is definitely something you have been consciously healing. Your past traumas, and basically you're in your healing journey for a long while. We have Inner Voice with the High Priestess. The Page of Wands with the Invention. Interesting. The Strength is what we have been talking about. And the Trust with the Knight of Pentacles. Some people might be seeing you that you might be a little bit impatient at times. Especially when it comes to your passions. Like, people see you as an incredibly creative person. So creative that at a point that you might have a tendency to jump from one thing to another just because, like, you know, you have a lot of ideas. Like, people admire your mind. You might be a fast talker, like a quick thinker, quick learner, and people really, really like fascinated about that. Like, basically, you impress them around this area. However, they can also see that you might be a little bit short on the focus just because you have too many things on your mind. You have too many energy, mental energy when it comes to your passions. So at times, people think that you might be like literally losing focus on it. And even like they think that whenever it comes to your passions and whenever it comes to the things that you really deeply care about, you might have a tendency to actually lose the focus from a bigger picture thinking. Like, this inner voice in here in the reverse position is just telling me that you have this tendency to extend yourself when it comes especially helping others. Like, being the martyr is what's coming in very, very strong. Like, I'm just also picking up an energy from your guides telling that how society think that what strength is, in which areas of your life you're doing so good, yeah, keep on going, might be also distorted, and it might not be actually serving you in the long run. Because let's say that in this kind of high competing society, we are expected to pursue, let's say, draining jobs, regardless of your gender. Like, a woman, at least personally, I think that women are not designed to work such long working hours as the men do, because of our natural needs and tendencies. I'm mentioning about women who are mostly operating in their female energy, like a feminine energy. At least I would like to be more creative. I would like to take my time out, just read, just chill. I do not like to be keep on the go, go, go mode. Okay, you completed that task and there is another one. Okay, you completed that and now we can do that. And then when you're working on one task, then you have like a multiple other tasks coming up to you. And then for this thing, it's not so long-term maintainable for me, for my mental well-being. So if you're also resonating with that energy, for example, Spirit is highlighting that might be what gets the praise in the society. That might be what might be expected in the society. You work long hours. You always find yourself in the hardest situations, the most challenging ones, but you always keep rising from your ashes. What an incredible person. Do they actually know how much it takes out from you? Do they know how to be in your shoes when they are giving you that praise? Because for a person who does not necessarily getting their worth within the self-validation, but somehow still getting that self-worth from somehow the external validation, because we all do need that external validation. That that kind of like a concept of praising someone for their resilience and for their hard work, for them burning themselves out, could actually harm them in the long run. Like, of course, everyone has their opinion to basically express. However, Spirit is bringing this kind of like awareness, or would like to bring into your awareness, or remind you if you're already aware of it, that know about your priorities first. Know that what your soul, what your body needs first, and do not ignore it just because some other people think that you're doing very good, because in the long run they are not living your life. You are living your life, and you should be the one pursuing the things that you would love to do. You should be the one deciding on the things that you would love to do. So in overall, I guess if there's a sense of you basically putting more attention on what others want you to do, or how are they perceiving your life, Spirit somehow wants to bring out some messages in here with this reading, that what you think that you want, what you actually want, is more important than what others are wanting for your life. And I hope that's making sense. But in overall, if I'm summarizing right now, people think that you are extremely resilient, group number one. They think that nothing can break you down. The harder the challenges are, the more resilient and stronger that you got out from that. And they just can't understand the times that when you don't give yourself enough credit for all the things that you've gone through. Like, if only you could be able to see yourself from the eyes of others, you could understand how amazing and how strong of a person you are. And we're talking about basically not a physical strength in here. I'm just getting the last message that the people who do care about you genuinely would just wish for you to see yourself from the eyes of them, so that maybe you would have been a little bit kinder to yourself, is the message that's getting from, and also from your spirit too. But thank you so much, group number one, for sharing your beautiful energy with me. It was an honor to read your cards, and I hope you liked the reading. If you did so, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me a lot. And if you would like to connect with me personally, you can find my email address in the description box below for personal readings, as well as the details there. But I'm wishing you an amazing rest of your week, and hope to see you next time. Until then, take care of yourselves, and bye bye. Hello, group number two, welcome to your reading. If you have chosen this oracle cards with the Queen of the Moon oracle and with amethyst on it, then this is going to be a reading. So before I start with your reading, let me tell you what I saw and heard during your meditation. It was like basically how to impress others, and what impresses others about you is your wisdom, your knowledge. Like, you might be to go to person whenever someone needs advice or any kind of information, literally. Like, even to basically have an interesting conversation, you are to go to person. They know that when people come to you and going to spend time with you, every time they learn something new, like even about themselves or even about life. Like, this is an amazing energy, group number two. So I would like to first get cards from the Alice in Wonderland oracle cards. So tell me, Spirit, how does group number two impresses others? How does group number two impresses others? How does the people in group number two impress other spirits? How does the people in group number two impress others? Okay, you might be quite a reserved person when it comes to basically expressing your opinions. You might not like to talk just to talk. You might not be the small talk kind of like a person. People really perceive you as someone quite you know what you're talking about, and you don't waste your time. Like, you are an incredibly wise person when it comes to basically what to put your energy into and what not to. And you always do have a plan. Like, you are not a person to be caught off guard. Even if you do, like, you naturally know what direction to go to, or what actions to take, or what to think. You have this like inner deeper wisdom and understanding when it comes to life, what is for your highest good. Like, I feel like even if you would have been put in the most ambiguous situation ever, you will know where to go from there, because your intuition is incredibly strong. And I feel like you have been through many past lifetimes in this world to basically know what to do, because it's still written in your soul. And I feel like until this point, up until this reading, you listening this reading, you have tapped into many Akashic records of yours to remember from your past lives. So whenever you got this like gut feelings and nudges to do something specific, it is basically your experiences from the past lives are guiding you. And people admire that about you. So we have 3 cards and all come in reverse. And actually I will start with this, and this coming group number 1. So maybe actually there might be some messages in group number 1 as well for you. And I hope the camera is not blurry. So let's see. And I saw 333. So maybe you have been getting signs as well. So we have investigate. And it's come in reverse. It said that look closely, ask questions, think before acting. Then we have change in the night. You have changed quickly. This is card 11. And we have such a curious dream. Grounding, returning to reality, coming home. Amazing. Okay. Like, these 2 cards, they have like a very similar energies for me. At least like the like a color resonances between 2 of them compared to this one. Okay, I will interpret them as like how they have been speaking to me. They might be a little bit different from the book definition. So I feel like you like surprises people with your thoughts and how you're perceiving things a lot. You might just see things from a completely upside down perspective that basically changes everything that the other person has been like thinking, or how they have been perceiving the situation all along. Sometimes that could be triggering for them, but they respect you for your opinions, and they respect you for how much you're actually helping them and how much you're actually willing to share with them, because you're not forced to share your opinions. But when you do that, it's really enlightening for people. People think you're a very mysterious person. People think that you're actually very grounded, but you do have those mysterious aspects that they cannot always know what you're going to do. You know, like if you have been friends with a person for long, and they might think that, oh, like I know him or her, like he or she wouldn't like that, or like he or she would definitely do this right now because, like, you know, I know them for so long. You are not a person that someone could easily make assumptions around a situation when it comes to you, because you have many different, basically, it's more than many different aspects. Like, it's harder to pin you down or put you in a box. And I was just picking up this message for group number 1 as well. Maybe like you have some messages there. I feel like people see that you keep things to yourself, you keep it quiet. Whenever you're going through your hard times, you keep it quiet as well. It seems like you might not be the person the loudest in the room. You might not be the one that asks the most questions in the room, but you are the one that had all the answers, or you have the utmost answers, or the answers that actually needed out in a situation. So people do respect about that. You're not trying to be loud. You're not trying to take attention in a way. And like, you earned everything you earned until this point. So people have a respect towards you. The energy, like a difference between group number 1 and 2, group number 1 and you guys, is that there were more of like a naive energy when it comes to group number 1, versus when it comes to you, I see that you had more experiences in this lifetime, like in the past lifetimes as well. Like, you are an older soul, so that there is this energy of you intimidating people, even because they, at times, they do not know how to approach you. You are a very kind-hearted person in the core, but you do not show it off. You learned, maybe even from the hardest ways, to when or how to set the boundaries. At times, you might be on purposely making yourself unapproachable to some certain individuals so that you are not actually going to lose your time. How does group number 2 impresses other spirits? Can you tell us more, please? People are also impressed by your not this worldly ideas or thoughts. Like, I am just trying to remember what I have been, was it in one of the TED Talks, or was it about something I have been reading? So, yeah, I guess it was one of the TED Talks, like, you know, like in the very well known, like, basically, very well known and very accomplished people in the area of sciences. At times they might have been basically convicted with the sense that they had this like ideas of, basically, I don't remember who was the person. They do believe that, for example, they have been communicated, let's say, by the aliens, or they have been basically receiving some cryptic messages, and let's say in some like New York Times magazine columns, and those messages were only like crypted for that person specific, for to understand, for to interpret, etc. So at times, that why I'm just basically telling this is that at times people find your ideas, your opinions so outwardly, or maybe even like so woo-woo. However, by time goes, they realize like there have been some truth in it, and they were the ones who couldn't be able to see it that clearly back then. So you do not compromise about your beliefs, or your opinions, your facts. You straight them tell out loud to people who need to hear. However, you do not apologize for someone not understanding you. And people actually do respect for it, like, because they see that that requires a lot of courage from you to be basically unapologetically who you are. And people also very much respect that you're not the type of person that's going to change their opinions just in the blink of an eye. So if you have been like supporting someone, some idea, or you have been pursuing something, you're a very determined person. So you are going to keep pursuing it on that. And you do that basically mostly by following your gut, even if like it might look like this is kind of like a waste of time for someone else's point of view about what you want to pursue. In the long run, they see that why it was beneficial to pursue, basically. So there is this admiration from others about like, how can he or she know what he or she needed to focus back at that time? Like, this is how you're impressing others. You are not like putting all of your cards out on the table because it's no one else's business but yours. Okay, very interesting energy. Can you tell us more, Spirit? Okay. Wow, we have patience. I have been mentioning patience for group number 1 as well. There might really be some messages if you want to listen to group number 1. This picture is also reminding me of, someone that is not of this world, but remembering what he or she has been gone through, and like coming up with some creative ideas or outwardly opinions. I believe that whatever you're putting it out there, whatever you're sharing it with people, it has an effect, and it has a lot of long-term effect. So people cannot be able to see it at the moment. However, whatever you're producing, writing, putting it out there, or like even by speaking, people are going to realize how true it is and how worthy it is to actually understand in the long run. It might be even after you pass off from this world. But I feel like your soul already knows it. And people also are impressed by the fact that how much you do not need the spotlight. Even if you are the one who deserves all the credit and you still didn't get it, they are impressed by how much you do not ask for it or you do not need for it, because they would definitely need some kind of like external validation that whatever they have been like working on is worth their time. But you got all this kind of like validation from within. I feel like people are also impressed by how much you are not driven by your ego. Like there's a self-love card in here under the bottom of the deck. I just pick up an energy that this is like what you're emanating, like the respect towards yourself is what also impresses others about you. Let's get some couple of last cards for group number 2, Spirit. How do they impress others? How does group number 2 impresses other spirits? Also, people see you as amazingly beautiful, like regardless of your gender, but you might not be the one that's swing by, those kind of physical things, even when it comes to beauty, personal beauty. And people are like, I can't believe how humble he or she is. Like your eyes might be very attention taking as well, especially your looks. Like it's like a mirror to someone else's soul that I feel. Like you literally put a mirror onto someone else's soul. When you look deep within into their eyes, you can see and you can understand it. This intimidates the heck out of people. If you feel like sometimes people are, this was under the bottom of the deck and come the Judgment card. If you feel like sometimes people are like very nervous around you, or they cannot be so much themselves, it's just because there's a high intimidation energy coming off from you, just because they cannot put their finger like about you. They cannot understand fully what they're dealing with when it comes to you. 2 more cards, please. How does group number 2 impresses others? Okay, we have 3. We have Ace of Cups with the Satisfaction in reverse. We have 2 of Cups with the Relationships. And we have Knight of Swords with the Drama in reverse. People are very impressed. Everything is in here around the same color, by the way, and like this purple color. So it just tells me that people think that you're a very, very abundant person. You could just have everything you want out in this life. It's just that it's all about like how much you want it or not. And one thing is that people are very impressed by how much you do not spend time with unnecessary drama. Like, you have no issues about cutting people off, setting your boundaries, leaving situations that are not serving you. You are the one that makes the judgment call. You are the one that says the last words, and it's for good. So anything that has been said on the top of your last word is basically gonna create no effect on you. So people think that you're very determined, and once you make up your mind, there is no returning back from there. And it impresses the heck out of them, seeing someone that determined, that much sure of themselves, and it inspires them at the same time. However, when it comes to your personal relationships, I feel that you might have a tendency to give out a lot. Maybe give out even from somehow, like, I don't want to say an empty cup, but once you really care about people, you might want to go to the extents just to keep that relationship going. I just want to get, okay, is this a just, okay, yeah. I just wanted to get a clarity. I didn't use this deck for group number 1, by the way. Just as explaining the Ace of Cups in reverse. One other message that I'm getting is that people are also impressed by how much you are willing to put to bring in, I want to say, nearly actionable justice. So you don't only see what is wrong with the situation when there is an imbalance, you also start taking down-to-earth actions and steps towards bringing in the balance. And I feel like this is mostly about other people. Like, it's not you, like when someone just do injustice to you, then you start taking actions. Like, this is already established, you already do that. But when it comes to other people around you, it doesn't have to be even your so personal close relationships, but even when it comes to the people around you that you saw that there has been something funny happening, you are going to step in because it is happening under your watch and there's no need for it to happen. Page of Cups, like, people are impressed by your words. Like, you can literally trick anyone into giving everything that they have. Like, it's like how powerful your words and your basically convincing skills are. You might be a lawyer. If you are not, you would have been an excellent one, is what I'm getting. Basically, you know how to basically look out for justice for the others. Like, this coming with the Page of Cups in here, it's literally telling me that you can convince everyone about your point of view, and you do that basically, bring in balance to any kind of unbalanced situations. Somehow it's a very like a detailed message, but some of you might be already, let's say, relationship or marriage counselors as well. So you make people feel understood and you make people feel seen and heard, and this is also helping them towards like their own self-love in here, basically with this like empty cup. If some people have been coming to where they have been, let's say, even emotionally abused or used, then you are the one basically making them see the situations from the reality perspective, so that they can actually make amends and move towards their life. There's this energy of you helping people to connect with the souls that they are supposed to connect in this lifetime, by just being who you are, by just you being guiding them. Because just like a judgment card, angel is just like calling me out as if like you are an earth angel, you are a divine guide sent by the universe into other people's lives who are needing your touch. Amazing. Like, you are like, I don't want to say it's like a genie in a bottle, because like there are those like a stars in here. It's just reminding me of like, you literally hear people grant wishes and you are showing them the ways about how they can go through to make their wishes come true. So you are not like a wishy-washy person telling them or selling them basically delusions about everything is going to be okay, you're going to get everything you want. You are telling them that everything is going to be okay, you're going to get what you want. If you want it, this is how we should be basically going on from here now on. So you do it so gently, but you do it with so down-to-earth steps. You just literally show them people the new ways of doing and being in their life so that they can actually create the reality they wanted for so long. Okay, so in summary, group number 2, how are you impressing others is basically by just being who you are, knowing how to set boundaries by your wisdom, by your experiences, also by bringing this reality check for the others and helping them to actually pursue their life goals, pursue what they needed to achieve in this lifetime by just being a personal guide that you are. But I hope that just makes sense, and this is all I got for you, group number 2. Thank you so much for sharing your beautiful energy with me. It is so precious to have you here, and I hope you liked the reading. If you did so, please give it a like, thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done it. It really helps me a lot. And if you ever want to connect with me, even personally, you can find my email address in the description box below with the details. But I'm wishing you an amazing rest of your week and hope to see you next time. Until then, take care of yourselves and bye-bye. Hello, group number 3. Welcome to your reading. If you have chosen this Moon and Stars tarot cards, then this is going to be a reading. So before I start with your reading, I would like to share with you what I was feeling during your meditation. Actually, it's very much aligning with the fact that when I was trying to basically show in the pick card portion of the reading, your deck, everything was just falling off everywhere. So I felt like, okay, group number 3 is going to be something. And now I'm very much energized up when I'm connecting with your energy. I was more of a serious energy with group number 1 and 2, but when it comes to you, I'm very lived up right now, if that's even a phrase. So I'm, for instance, I am picking up a heavy Sagittarius energy. It might be in your rising sign, it might be your sun sign, it might be in your moon as well. That might be important. You don't necessarily have to be though, or it might be in your north node as well, the Sagittarius. But what I'm picking up is that how are you impressing others is that basically by not staying still in one kind of a position. So it's a complete opposite energy of what I was picking up with group number 1, because I was feeling with the group number 1 that they are not necessarily a type of a person that will like to keep changing where do they live or where do they work or their friend circle or the new people in their life in every year or once in 2 years, etc. But with you, what I feel is that I pick up an energy that you love to explore new things, new areas, even physically traveling to somewhere or meeting up with new people. You might be able to love that. It's purely just because you basically consider a new person as a new knowledge. New culture equals new learnings, a new perspective. So there's a heavy energy of information and new perspective impresses you a lot. There's also some Aquarius energies coming from. People might be very, very impressed by how much sometimes you are detached. It's in a sense that you only focus on the parts of the things that you were interested in. Let's say that, we have a package, and inside the package there are, let's say, bananas, there is a broccoli, and then there is a pasta. your whole like interest is only towards banana. You are not necessarily a pasta person. You don't necessarily like veggies so much. So once the box arrives, it's only 1/3 of the box is what you're interested in, but you will be so happy with the bananas only. Versus another person who would have just opened the box, they could have been like, holy damn god, like I don't like bananas. Why are they even here? Yeah, I definitely needed a broccoli. I'm going to make a pasta. I'm even going to make a broccoli pasta, but why the banana is here? So you are the person that focuses on the full glass rather than the empty side of the glass. Let me drink some water. You might like to talk a lot. You might like to listen also, but maybe this is not your strongest virtue because like you might really want to talk a lot. Like you might have a lot of opinions, you might have a lot of enthusiasm. It's just like the energy that I'm in right now, thanks to you. I love it. Thank you so much. So people just admire basically and impressed by how can you always see the positive things even in the grasp of something less than happy is happening. Also, people are impressed by how much you do not need to put roots in some specific place, because I really pick up an energy that you will love to travel. You like to basically explore different cultures, different people. In order to do that, you cannot necessarily be of a type of a person that is going to attach themselves in some situations or look out for physical stability, because otherwise you will feel a little bit empty every time you need to leave a situation behind. But people see that this is not your priority. You are prioritizing your experiences in this lifetime rather than what others are expecting of you to do, rather than what it should be. You are following your heart is the message that I'm getting out. And this is incredibly amazing energy. So I'm going to do something different. I'm going to start with the tarot cards group number 3. This is usually the last card I use in the other 2 groups. So let's do things from the opposite order. Okay. And sorry for the long talk before the cards. How does group number 3 impress others? Thank you. Amazing. We have Queen of Cups with the empathy and the Ten of Wands with the burdens. Oh gosh. I will get one clarity for 10 of Wands from the Radiant Wise Tarot deck. I don't use this deck for this reading, but it's just for the clarity purposes. And we have Chariot in reverse with the 10 of Cups under the deck, clarifying it. Okay. How are you impressing others, group number 3? I'm picking up an energy that you would like to see everything. So let me lay out your cards first. I usually don't do this. We have almost have prices, trying to please everyone, that come in reverse. Yes, that is making sense. And manage to be glad. I never see that card before. So create your own happiness regardless of conditions. That is you. And let's get one more card. Okay, 2 more. We have the Hunger. It's the Wolf Moon. And we have the Unexpected. Okay. Group number 3, you have such powerful energies in here, especially with the Hunger in here. So can I even clarify that Hunger? Oh gosh, okay. So what I am picking up in here, group number 3, you are literally motivated by your basically by your feelings. I feel like you are motivated with the fact that where the most growth is happening for you, so that you take yourself from one situation to another, and you do not necessarily, again, like worry your mind about setting some rules in some specific place. You do leave a lot of marks in people's lives that you have come across. So this is like a big energy that is coming from. So you really do impress people with your different point of views, and with your personality. Basically, people are also very touched by how much in touch with your emotions you are. Like they see you as a type of a person that rise above the challenges. Like they see that, again, with the burdens in here, you have gone through a lot. But even if at the hardest situations, you still manage to keep intact your emotions. You are not the reverse position of the Queen of Cups when it comes to the hardest situations or the challenges, or upon challenges. You manage to balance your emotions. Like people are impressed by your emotional maturity. People are impressed by how much empathy you can give it to yourself, and yet so that you can give it to others too. Like you go through the eye of the storm without even blinking, if you see that this is necessary. Like I'm saying it because the chariot isn't here in the reverse. It's just telling me that you know where your happiness lies with the Ten of Cups in here uprights. You do not waste your energy upon something that feels stuck. You might be carrying some baggages from your past, but you do not let it hold you back. People are impressed by actually how much you have learned from your past and from your past hurts and baggages. So you do not actually see your emotional baggages as baggages, but you see them as the wisdom that you have gained from. You have no basically issues about, let's say, giving examples from your past and the hardships you've gone through, even to strangers. You do not do that to get some attention. You do not get that to get some empathy or sympathy. You literally do that to show people that this is basically like what I've gone through, so that you are not alone. We can, like, I hope that we can connect with it, so that I'm showing that I have an understanding about what you have been through, but my focus is still in you. So I can understand how you can most probably overcome this situation by following these steps or focusing your attention on this direction instead. So you are a very logical person, very open-minded person that people feel so non-judged in your presence. Yet you have gone through a lot, and people can see that how you can turn all the pain into the wisdom, and they're impressed by it. At the same time, trying to please everyone, this is so far away from you. So you know that where you want to spend your energy and what is not worth of your energy, because you literally create your own happiness regardless of your conditions. This is what I have been telling all about. You are a spiritual teacher, and you are here to explore the world, and this is what you're doing. Like one of your biggest bucket list items could even be like travel all around the world or see all the countries in the world. Maybe it might be or it might not be, but like more or less the same extent around that. You might also be a bookworm. Somehow I'm just like picking up on that. I feel that you might have a lot of like, I feel lovers, or the people that you really had such strong connections romantically all around. And there might even be some, you do not need to resonate with it. You might have friendships around that, or you might also have love relationships all across the world. And with every one of them, you left such an impact. Like you might have left their life unexpectedly, or things might have basically fall off unexpectedly because you literally see another opportunity and you saw that you're going to regret for the rest of your life if you don't take this opportunity. So you went for it. People were never upset for being you, who you are. Let me say it again. People were never upset just because you were being who you are. People were just sad that they were basically not going to be prioritize to have your energy available to them whenever they want. People really do admire your company, your mind, your existence, your energy, and they want to have you close to them. However, they know that you're not the type of person that's going to stick around long unless you made such a promise. And I don't pick up an energy that you made that promise to someone yet, because you're a very decisive person. You do not trick people. Like, you're very straight. Like, if you say someone that I'm not here for long enough, then you are not there for long enough. You do not trick them into basically getting more expectations than they need. So you're very upfront, so you do not actually disappoint people. They are just sad because they were hoping, what if they would have sticked around, but you couldn't, but you didn't, not couldn't, because that wasn't a part of your plan and purpose. So in any ways, like, the people from your past that you might have lost contact with, or you are not that frequently in contact with, still think of you and think that how amazing of a time that you have been together. And those people are knowing that you have such an immense thirst towards knowledge in this lifetime, and also you have such an immense thirst about exploring the parts of the world that no one has ever seen, or the most esoteric knowledges that no one has ever even discovered or not interested yet to read about. So you would like to basically extend yourself as much as possible, and people are admired by this inspiration that is coming within you. At times I feel like people also like see that part of you as maybe like so detached, because they want to have you around, but you cannot be tamed, is the energy I'm getting with the Queen of Swords, independence energy in reverse in here. Like, some people that might have felt a little bit wary when you left off might want to even put the blame on you, saying that, yeah, he or she never cared, because like all they care about is themselves. They do not like think about me or any other people that they are leaving around. They might even just portray you as a selfish person in their story. However, they always do have this like deeper respect towards you, and part of them wishes to be actually someone like you. Because I believe that those people who are actually putting the blame on you has some lack of purpose in their life. They haven't discovered themselves yet enough, that much, so that they are fulfilling this emptiness that you left behind you by making you as a bad guy. We have the death, the release under the bottom of the deck. It's just telling me that once you disappear from someone's life, you might be fully gone, is one thing, but your memories stay with them. Especially like if that happens with some people that you literally want to cut contact with for good, then you literally do that. Like, once you want something, you're going to get it. And you are not the type of person that's going to dwell with emotions unnecessarily. So some people might be seeing you detached in that senses, but they really do admire about your determination, your passion towards life, and your enthusiasm towards your passions. Again, and your livelihood and energy and thirst for knowledge and exploration. But grab number is for you. This was like, I saw 1717 when I finished it. Like, literally 7 might be following you, and you might be getting a lot of synchronicities in your life. And that always shows you that you're in the right path. But this is basically all I got for you. It was a little bit shorter than the first groups, but I believe that this was like very much enough for you. And I hope you liked the reading and you find it resonated. If you did so, you can give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. That really helps me a lot. And if you want to further contact with me, you can find my email address in the description box below for personal readings. I would love to see you there as well. But I'm wishing you an amazing rest of your week, and I really hope to see you next time. Until then, take care of yourselves and bye-bye.